How do you use AI to communicate as a financial advisor without sounding like every other advisor, or even worse, like ChatGPT? Today I'm going to share with you 4 steps to using AI that protects your message and your audience. I'm also going to share one huge boneheaded mistake that I almost made, and if you miss these, you risk betraying the trust of your clients and prospects. Hi, I'm Jon Cook. I'm the founder of Keynote Content. We help advisory firms scale through thought leadership and technology. Now, this is video 5 in our AI 101 for Advisors series. Today is about sifting through piles and piles of just AI garbage. Your LinkedIn feed, your inbox, even your broker-dealer's marketing materials, it all sounds the same, but why is that? ChatGPT gave everyone the ability to create fast, generic, sloppy, lousy content. It didn't automatically make advisors these better communicators overnight. It just lowered the bar for crappy marketing. And nowadays, LinkedIn, look, think of your LinkedIn feed. It is this elephant graveyard of bots and AI-generated copy-paste slop. And it's the same market updates posted over and over and over again by 37 different advisors with identical captions and hardly any insight. And advisors are telling me, they said, John, I just take my Advisor Stream article, I pop it into ChatGPT, and I post it. And I ask, what parameters do you give it? Do you have a custom GPT version? Do you have any type of training on it? They usually tell me, I'm just using regular ChatGPT. And I get it. You don't have all the time in the world to just write everything from scratch. And if that was the case, you would be writing this and not on ChatGPT somewhere. Maybe you don't even like writing. Maybe you don't like creating content. That's okay. I get it. But if you use generic AI and the systems and prompts that have very little context to create content for your firm, you can expect generic outputs. Vanilla in, vanilla out. It's far better and actually probably faster than you might expect to build a more customized AI solution to market your business. But before you do that, I need to share one huge mistake that I made, because this AI usage, it tempts advisors to dilute the marketing message. So a few years ago, I was working with an advisor firm right here in Colorado, and we built out a multi-use content engine. It had all these different AI capabilities. It could create content in the brand's tone and style and voice. The system can produce videos, it can generate audio, it can create video scripts, it can write emails, it can do all these amazing things. It can even produce graphics based on their intellectual property and their methodologies. But the problem and the mistake that I made is that we position the system as this content engine to produce content at scale. There's nothing inherently wrong with mass producing quality products, but ultimately at what cost, for whose benefit, and for what purpose? Because the firm's target audience is not your average investor. They're physicians, they're attorneys, high-level public servants, people of state representatives. That group of clients expects a more white glove experience, not AI-generated content that lacks that hyper-personalization. Early in the build, I saw that I made a mistake. I did not recognize what is the outcome compared to what the expectations were for the audience. I saw that what we were building, what they were asking for, the firm was asking me for this, an engine that could create and distribute content at mass scale, but that was incongruent with what their audience expected from them. It wasn't the same. So we pivoted. We said, okay, how are we creating this now? So now we're deploying that system for them to be able to engage with clients who are maybe not quite at the same portfolio size just yet, but it helps them learn the process and the way in which this firm approaches investing, so that the people who are not quite at that level yet can graduate into eligibility to work with this firm and their advisory team. That's a much better use for that system. That was my mistake. I own that. I learned from that. And it taught me that we need to start with your target audience's expectations before we implement any type of new marketing technology, including, and maybe even especially, AI. So how do your clients expect you to communicate with them? How do your prospects want you to appeal to their interests? Every new tool that you implement needs to protect 3 core areas: your audience's trust, your core message, which is how you talk about what you do, and your core methodology. This is the process that you typically follow when engaging with clients. From end to end, the whole life cycle, that's your methodology, that's your process. Don't let AI dilute your communication, or you'll just start sounding like every other advisor. And if you're using AI to write your emails or meeting summaries and proposals, and it starts to feel robotic, that will fracture your clients' trust in your firm. They hired you because they believe in your perspective, not in your technologies. That's why it's important to put in the right guardrails to stay compliant, of course, as we covered in our last video, and highly differentiated in your marketplace. It also means that AI shouldn't add more friction to your client experience. Because if AI makes it harder for a prospect or a client to connect with an actual human on your team, that's simply not worth the convenience of adding that new technology. We have to keep the human side of being an advisor at the core of our systems. So how do we do that? How do we protect your audience's trust, your market positioning, and your core methodology while you implement AI into your marketing? Step one is that you define your communication use cases. What are the specific instances where you would want to use AI to better market to the right audience? Is it written communication like email newsletters or print mailers, maybe even some social media? Is it creating video scripts or even generating videos using programs like Descript or HeyGen, 11 Labs, or maybe a host of other options? Or do you want to use AI to clone your voice? I've cloned my voice before. It's a very interesting, kind of like eerily similar type of experience, having a clone of your voice, because maybe you want to share audio messages, but you maybe hate the idea of sitting in front of a microphone. Maybe that's a use case for you. Or do you want to go even further than that and create an AI avatar of yourself that you can pair with your voice clone so it looks and sounds a lot like you? Every decision that you make when using AI to market your message as an advisor, it has its drawbacks. And when you add more and more and more technology, it can actually add more friction to your audience. Are you showing up for them in a way that meets their expectations? Because if it betrays trust and even the slightest bit, the convenience of AI is not worth it. That's why I recommend you start by defining your communication use cases for AI. How and where are you comfortable using AI? And just as importantly, how and where are you not comfortable using it when marketing your firm? That's step one. The second step is that you train AI on your firm's brand voice. Once you clearly identify those use cases, then it's time to start training your AI system to sound like you and how you want to communicate. The problem that I see is that most advisors are using AI just out of the box. And that's why those AI generated emails, you can smell them from a mile away in your inbox. They sound generic and bland and boring and have zero perspective. They're not even worth your time. You click off of them and you say, why would this person even use that? Because they didn't train the system to sound like them and speak with their voice. I recommend starting with what I call a voice guide. This is a single source of truth in one document where you include a few key details, and the first of which is writing examples. So instead of grabbing 100 random posts and articles and emails and video transcripts that are maybe decent, even pretty good, it's much better to collect 5 to 10 examples of content that's written in your exact voice that are pitch perfect. We can say either you wrote it yourself and you edited and you polished, say, yes, this is exactly how I want to communicate, and it got a lot of engagement on whatever platform it was, saying like, that's an amazing example. Doing 5 or 10 of those and then bringing those examples in, those are the right source content for training your system. Take those perfect examples and put them into your voice guide document. And in this guide, you can also mention, this is how our firm communicates. Use this style, use this tone for all outputs. Also include other details such as your firm's core values and the way that you communicate as far as like the personality style. Like, hey, we're direct, or we're conversational, we're empathetic, we're scientific, we're jargon free, we like nerding out a little bit. Whatever those characteristics are, include those in your voice guide. And then also document your unique methodology. So let's say you use a proprietary planning process. AI should reference your framework by name, not generic financial planning terms. Use your exact language of communication. Insert all those details, including a process map showing each part of your methodology from beginning to end. Put all that into your voice guide, and then include details about your target audience. So let's say your firm specializes in serving physicians. Your AI should reference medical practice nuances and communicate, and not say like, oh, busy medical professionals. No, if it's a doctor, go to a doctor. If it's cardiothoracic, be even more specific. Be very specific with the exact audience that you want to communicate. And that's how you ensure that AI amplifies your voice instead of replacing this in the sea of sameness that most advisors just sound like everybody else. Take that voice guide, you save it as a PDF. Before you upload anything to your AI system, this is a critical detail. If you don't have enterprise level AI subscription settings, the provider, OpenAI, Claude, Grok, Gemini, whomever it might be, their AI models can be trained on any information that you upload. So I recommend only upload publicly available information like your voice guide, your brand style guide, your website copy, published articles, books, podcast interviews, social media posts, YouTube videos. Never upload proprietary information. Of course, never upload any client data or internal documents, nothing like that. With those parameters in place, take your voice guide and any other public information and upload that, and then start testing the outputs. Step 3 is that you test your AI output against your standards. You can ask your system, draft up an email, a video script, a LinkedIn post, pick one of those, doesn't really matter. Pick an example and then look through that example and say, does this sound like me? Does this sound like our firm? I rarely, if ever, encourage advisors to take whatever the system gave them and put it right into your platform and publish it. Don't do that. Look through it and say, how can I add more of myself, more of my personality, more of maybe even quirky humor, maybe more of a little detail or a saying or whatnot. Add a little bit more of yourself into whatever your system gives you so it keeps even more of the human side into how you communicate. You don't have to publish all that right away. You can do this in a batch setting if you want to, but make it a little bit more personalized, a little bit more of you in how it reads or sounds. And when a post or a video or an email, when it resonates with your audience, make note of that and give that exact feedback to your system. So what's the difference between what I was telling you earlier about AI generated slop on LinkedIn and what I'm teaching right now? If you have a generic system with zero parameters, zero guidance, you can expect a generic output, which is what we're seeing on LinkedIn. But having a trained custom system with manual editing and continuous refinement, it allows you to amplify your voice. Before you publish any of this content, you've already asked, does it sound like us? But ask these other two questions. If you have a proprietary process, does it actually mention that process? Does it mention that methodology? And then the last question is, would a client know that this came from our firm? Or could it have come from any other advisor? Like if we swapped out our name, our logo, for anybody else's, could our clients tell the difference? Or could we even tell the difference? If the answer to any of those questions is no, go back to the system and refine the inputs even more. And the fourth step is that you track engagement to protect trust. Even if you're an IR and say, I can post anything and then it's reviewed after the fact, take the time, just take a couple minutes to read through this and saying, is there any chance that if I publish this thing, that even if it's a 1 or 2 sentences, is there any chance it's going to erode trust? And if there's that chance, it's not worth posting. Just that manual once over, what it does is it protects your audience first and foremost, because people will notice if you don't really post that often, then you start posting far more often and the posts don't sound like you. That's when trust evaporates. You follow those 4 steps though, you can define how and when you use AI to communicate with your audience. There's more and more pressure every day to use AI and the latest technologies to market yourself as an advisor, but always protect your audience's trust, protect your core messaging, how you talk about what you do, and protect your client methodology, that process that people follow when they typically engage with you. And you do that through the 4 steps that we covered. You define how and when you're going to use AI to communicate. You're going to train your system on your exact intellectual property. You can do that in a smart way though, that doesn't give away everything you have to the system. You wanna make sure you do this the right way. But then you test and you refine that process so the outputs sound more and more like you, and then you track engagement to protect trust every step of the way. That's how you preserve your core message, your methodology, and your audience's trust so your firm stands out in this sea of AI sameness. And if this AI 101 for Advisors series is resonating with you, if you're liking it, hit subscribe, give us a thumbs up, click that bell. David, give them a little bit of that chime on that bell. You can catch more of my videos about scaling your business through thought leadership and technology. Now, if you're thinking, John, this is great information, but we can't or we don't want to do all this on our own, can you help with this? Absolutely. Go to keynotecontent.com/intake. The line's there on the screen or it's in the description below. You can fill out our intake form. You can tell me about yourself, about your firm, your background, and where you want to use AI to serve your clients even better. And if I know I can help, we'll connect for a call. But what if you're not ready to connect? That's okay. The next video in our series is about measuring ROI with AI. How do you know it's going to be worth the investment? How do you know that you're on the right track? So hit play on this next video, and I'll see you there.